One.
Hello and welcome back to another episode of Two Man Deep on MMZ Radio. There's a little bit of change in here. We got all our new equipment. We're recording on new monitors or new speakers, and we got video footage now. So that's pretty exciting. So go check us out on YouTube and Spotify and everything else.
YouTube on our new second channel,
Yep. Two Man Deep videos.
Two Man Deep Videos. Just look for our logo. You'll see it
Yep. And our logo is right there on the mic.
right there, which if you're on the radio, you can't see, but
That's why you need to go check out the new YouTube at Two Man Deep Videos, and we'll be posting this along with other content here coming up.
so we have a good show today. We're trying out some new things. So obviously we have the video now. And it's gonna be a journey today. It's gonna be a journey. You get to see all of our radio faces, you know. But it's gonna be an interesting one. So just bear with us during this process. You might see some changes in the camera quality over the next few weeks as we kind of toggle with the different cameras we have. Try and figure out something that works best.
And the whole reason we can do what we do is because of our amazing sponsors. And
Yes.
the sponsors that have given us this equipment and given us a chance to, do what we love. So let's do a quick shout out to them.
So first and foremost, a huge shout out to Spectre Audio and Flagstaff. They're the ones who provided all the equipment that you currently see. These microphones, the cameras, our soundboards, everything is because of them. So a
Yep.
huge shout out to them. And we can't forget about Muzzle Records and Angry Man Presents because they are the ones who gave us the platform. So a
Yep.
huge thank you to them.
Absolutely.
And then right here, you can see that MMZ Radio. Huge shout out to them. They're available on the Streama app. They're also getting their own iOS and Android platform soon. So much love to them. Go check them out. They have a lot better content on there that you can go through and watch and listen to. So again, Muzzle Records, Angry Man Presents, and Spectre Audio. Huge thank you to you guys. We love you, and you allow us to do what we do.
Absolutely. And if you guys are wanting to watch a video back, see the actual video itself, and see our beautiful faces instead of just listening to our voices over the radio, you can check us out on Spotify, iTunes, Pandora, Amazon Music, iHeartRadio, and also YouTube. And that will be at the YouTube will be Two Man Deep Videos. It will be the second channel where we'll be posting all of the actual video content. You can also just listen to the audio on Two Man Deep through the MMZ radio network. So
Yep.
those are the things that are new, at least.
Yeah,
Anything you want to add, Joe?
Excited for the change.
yeah.
All right.
So it's a new era for us. It's different. It's interesting, and we're excited to have you guys along with us on this journey.
All right. So let's get into it. What do we want to talk about first?
So there is NFL news finally happening around the league because it is almost time for the legal tampering to come out, which is gonna be fun. I think that's in 2 weeks, probably. But a couple big things that have happened around the league. The Bengals franchise tag T. Higgins again for the second year in a row. Like, that poor guy.
He just wants his bag, man. Just give him his money.
know.
Just give him his money.
I know. That poor guy.
I wanted him to go to the Patriots. I really did. I really thought that'd be a good place for him to go. I think Drake May would have loved that.
Oh, 100%, dude. I mean, who else would he be thrown to?
Roy McMillan.
I don't think they're drafting Tetaroya. I don't think they are, especially after the combine. He didn't participate.
But
So
that is the people's draft pick right there.
I'd agree.
and another franchise tag would be Trey Smith for
Gosh.
Chiefs, and that's who everyone wanted. He was the hot commodity coming into free agency. I know the Bears wanted him for damn sure.
Yeah.
We need to bolster that interior line.
I know the Vikings really wanted him as well. And I wanted him as a Vikings fan,
Yeah.
so screw you, Chiefs. You don't deserve all these nice things you're getting, but it's okay.
Well, the the talks I've been hearing is, so since they franchise tagged him, obviously he's on the team, but they can still trade him out of the franchise tag. So I think they're just trying to get something out of him.
That could very well be true.
It's either you get something out of him through a trade, and then they still have to end up paying him the money he wants, or they get to keep him for another season.
Yeah.
So honestly, it's smart on the Chiefs.
It's a smart move by them. I don't have to say I like it, but it is a smart move by them. The Vikings, I wanted them to do the same thing with Darnold, the tag and trade, but they came out recently and said that they're not going to tag and trade Sam Darnold, which is a very noble thing to do, and that's how you get A+ in the NFLPAs every year and be ranked the best organization to play with or play for every year. But there could have been a lot of decent value we could extract out of it. So
that's true. I just don't see, if you guys would have done that, you might have been stuck with him for another year, which wouldn't have been a terrible thing. He did good for you guys, but
there's a team that would have taken him.
Through a trade, I think it's less likely for them to put more capital into him and then give him a contract on top, unless they wanted to use that franchise tag and pay him a min or a lower amount.
It's the average of the top 10 players at that position is the contract that he gets. It would have been like $42 million or something like that. Which is a fine price for someone who just won 14 games, you know? So I'm interested to see how this free agency plays out for a lot of teams, especially my Vikings. There's some good free agents this year. Will Fries, he's a guard. He's going to be good. The guard or the center for Atlanta,
Drew
Dahmer. Yeah, he's a free agent. The Eagles just released Darius Slay, right?
You have Kevin Zeitler.
There's a bunch of good offensive line, and there's some good defensive players too. So it's gonna be an interesting free agency period.
You don't see like the one top guy in this free agency market.
Sam Darnold.
No,
you see Sam Darnold. That's a top quarterback in the NFL
Sam
right
Darnold's
there.
not a top quarterback in the NFL. He might have. He was on the Vikings, and the Vikings are known. We've talked about this every time. They're known for having a one and done season. Someone that brings up their best season of their freaking career for 1 year, and then they leave the Vikings or they play another season and they're just ass.
I think the Vikings head coach, Kevin O'Connell, just might be the quarterback whisperer. I think that just might be the way it is. And that's why I have my money on to be the best quarterback out of that draft class. And Jaden Daniels said it too.
Jaden Daniels isn't even the best quarterback in that draft class.
Jaden Daniels, as of right now, has to be the best quarterback in that draft class. He went to the NFC Championship game. Who is better?
Caleb Williams.
No. Wrong. False.
Jaden.
5 games?
Why'd you have to go and say that? Why'd you have to go and say that?
5 games compared to an NFC Championship game.
Yeah, but their stats weren't that far off. Their stats honestly, between Jaden Daniels, Bo Nix, Caleb Williams, and even Drake May at the end of the season playing way less games, they all had pretty similar numbers. Jaden Daniels just had a lot more rushing yards and better overall scoring
team
stats.
Success.
Yes.
I mean, you have to take into account, if your team is trailing every game, you're going to get more pass yards.
Yeah, but you also got to take into account an offensive line that is non-existent. It's literally non-existent. They had, at one point, only one person on their offensive line who was starting that was actually drafted. That was physically drafted.
Hey.
You can't have success.
We can get into semantics all day. There's only one stat that matters, and that's the win-loss. It's the win-loss stat.
That's not a quarterback stat. That is not a quarterback statistic.
It can be.
It shouldn't be.
You have wins over expected.
Okay. Look. All right. We have Jaden Daniels yards, 3,500 passing yards. Scroll up.
25 touchdowns.
Scroll up. 33
to 19.
19. Yes. Okay. 6 interceptions. How many did Jaden Daniels throw? 9. So they're very similar stats. You can't even say they're not.
What about the completion rating and the rushing touchdowns taken?
He has
into
no
account?
rushing touchdowns.
No rushing touchdowns for Caleb
Completion
Williams.
percentage
Is 8 points higher for Jaden Daniels.
61 to 69. Yeah.
I'm just saying.
PFF grade 88.8.
But you
Scroll up.
see,
PFF grade 67.
that's a pretty big difference right there.
Now go to Bo Nix. He's arguably closer.
Oh, well, Drake May.
Drake May.
We
was
got to look
close
at
too.
Drake May.
Oh,
Oh, JJ McCarthy right there, baby.
Yeah. Okay. So he was slightly less on the yards by 100. Same amount of touchdowns. 3 more interceptions thrown.
Less completion rating.
Way less completion rating.
Less rushing yards. Less rushing touchdowns.
But
worse
that's
grade.
playing on the Broncos, bro. That's playing on the Broncos.
That's fair. That's fair.
But to be fair, he was playing on the Commanders, who, coming into the season, everyone thought was
They had
gonna be
very low
terrible.
expectations. And you have Drake May here. In
Drake
12
May,
games.
12 games, so 4 less.
Jesus. 15 to 10 interception to touchdown ratio. Joe, let's get your comments on that.
Hey, man. It's hard to not throw picks when you have nobody to throw to, right? When you're overthrowing them.
The disrespect to Kendrick Bourne is crazy.
Keyshawn Booty, baby.
Keyshawn
Come
Booty.
on.
Hey, Jalen Polk, right?
Yeah, you guys just drafted Jalen Polk. I can't believe he's just that bad. He just didn't play, it seemed like. He was never open.
Just didn't work out. But, you know, in the long run, with McDaniels as his new OC, I think that's opening up playbook quite a bit. I think it wasn't the most complex offense, truthfully. It was really basic rookie offense, you know, making sure a lot of checkdowns. We did let him open up his arm a little bit, right? You could see clearly that he has a bit of an arm, right? Got a bit of an arm. He's also, you know, scrambler, right? So overall, I think his future is bright. I think we might want to get somebody in there to mentor him a little bit more, but I think McDaniels is going to be a good pick or a good OC for him. I think if we pick up somebody in free agency, maybe Chris Godwin. I've been seeing some rumors about that. I think that could be a good little pickup too. Get somebody established. Maybe draft a receiver too.
Tataroya McMillan. Tataroya McMillan. That is the pick. That is the pick America wants.
Hey, I'm not gonna lie, I'd love Tataroya, but I don't know if that's really smart for us. I think we might need to pick up some linemen, maybe get some.
Boo.
I don't know. I think there's better stock.
Yeah. There is.
But that's just my
It really comes down to what you guys do in free agency, in my opinion.
That's the
it really
thing for
does.
a lot of teams here.
I keep waiting. Yeah, I keep waiting for something to happen. I just haven't really seen it.
I know. It's free agency is coming up soon here, with the draft coming up in April. So a lot of stuff to cover over the next couple weeks, right until we move up into the NBA
Is
Finals
the draft
and March
on your
Madness.
birthday again?
Probably it is just about every year.
I think it is.
So,
I think it's over our birthdays again.
so
Yep.
That should be fun.
yeah. So we'll see, but Pats, Drake May, I like him. He needs weapons. The
Needs
disrespect.
weapons.
Kendrick Bourne needs to stop. Okay.
No, I think they need to go out and they need to get Jacoby Meyer back.
Joe Milton is the starter next year. You see that pass he threw is the craziest thing I've ever seen.
No.
Did you see that
That
backflip
brings up a good point, though. I think we can use him, honestly.
Yes, as your starting quarterback.
As their starting quarterback. Think about it, right? What is going on with one of these quarterback drafts, right? I don't think it's very common. I've heard a lot of other people kind of agree with that. Joe Milton gives the ability to shop around a little bit because, yeah, we only saw him for a couple games, but they were pretty good flashes, I think. I think some teams that are looking for quarterback but don't really like his class might be interested in him. I mean, he's a second-year guy. He's been in the system for a year. He's been learning a bit, right? I think that gives a little more opportunity.
And not to mention, that dude has a rocket for an arm. He throws piss missiles. I think that throw that he had for the touchdown to lose the #1 pick for you guys, was the fastest throw in NFL history.
Oh, really?
I think it was.
I didn't hear that. That's kind
So
of cool.
if you look that up, I think it was the fastest throw in NFL history. I could just completely be pulling that out of nowhere, but second fastest pass in NFL history at 61.7 miles per hour.
Who's fast?
Jordan Love.
Jordan Love.
That pass that he had that was super lucky that kind of went through a Texans defender's hands was the fastest one. And it was just barely faster.
That's pretty cool. I didn't
Yeah,
know.
I
I didn't
remember
know
that
nothing
play.
about that. That's kind of
Yeah.
that's sick. I didn't even know that was a stat that they even
Yeah,
looked
they
at
tracked
or
that, yeah.
recorded.
With the new AWS tracking, they track every metric possible.
Yeah.
They track yards over expected now. When a running back gets a handoff, so they track
Wow.
this is where the play should have
Should've
ended,
ended,
and this
and-
is how many extra yards he got
What-
because he juked
what
or
if-
he trucked.
Could you have less than expected then for a running back?
Maybe.
How could they get less than it? Like they just read the block wrong and ran right in the back of their lineman or something?
Possibly. I have no idea. It could be. But
But that being said, Joe, when you said having a smaller market in the quarterback room, at least, that opens up the opportunity for a lot of these quarterbacks that are moving around. Obviously, you have the veteran guys like Rodgers and Russ, but then what about the guys like Sam Howell? You know how like
and Sam
Howell?
Darnold.
Well, Sam Howell was a starter a couple years ago. Got
That's
traded
true.
to the Seahawks or signed to the Seahawks. I forget how that all went down, but he had a good season.
Yeah.
He took him to the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
And so I could see someone like picking up Sam Howell, Sam Darnold, someone cheap like that for a year.
But no, it's going to be, especially with Matthew Stafford re-signing with the Rams or working to structure a new contract, it's a big like shakeup in the league. 'Cause now that takes one of the premier free agent quarterbacks off the market, which gives a better chance to, Sam Darnold and Aaron Rodgers, Russell Wilson.
Go to career.
So it's going to be a pretty crazy free agency. It's going to be fun to see.
Yeah, he almost threw 4,000 yards in 2023.
Sam Howell can swing. He can sling that thing.
That's what I'm
He can
saying.
sling that thing. That's fair.
I think that would be a very good person to go out and look at, but I don't think the Seahawks would give him up for cheap. I think they're kind of keeping him in their back pocket for Geno.
Geno's getting older.
I can't believe they're still rocking with Geno after his amazing comeback season the first year with them. I didn't think he was that good to begin with.
Yeah.
Personally, but what do I know?
There's rumors floating around that the Seahawks might actually trade DK Metcalf
I've been seeing that a lot.
to the Packers, which
Ooh, I have not been
yes,
seeing that.
that's what I've been seeing a lot is DK Metcalf to the Packers, which go F yourself.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's DK Metcalf. He's one of the best wide receivers in the league. He's 27 years old. Why would you ever trade him? Your team is in unless you just want to go into full rebuilding mode, and in that instance, you get rid of Geno, get rid of DK, then what else do? You keep some of your young defense around?
Yeah. I don't know. What was the prediction on what they would give for him?
I couldn't tell you. With Debo going for a fifth,
Debo going for a fifth. I was just about to bring that up. That is nuts.
Yeah.
I remember I was sitting there having breakfast or supper,
mm-hmm.
and I saw that on the TV at the sports bar I was at. Now I called Kean immediately. I'm like, dude, did you see Debo got traded? He's like, yeah, I seen it. I'm like, no, dude, for a 5th round pick. That's all. He's like, I didn't know that. That's crazy.
Yeah.
The last time we talked about the Debo trade, we figured it was gonna be like a 3rd, or potentially if the team was stretching, maybe a 2nd or something like that. But no, a 5th round pick,
Yeah.
and the 49ers still need to eat some of his cap.
I know.
They need to eat 31 mil.
I know.
31 mil.
I don't understand it. Are they gonna trade Ayuk now too?
Like, no, there's no way. They just signed Ayuk to the.
I know.
to the massive contract. I think that's why they were getting rid of Debo.
I don't understand the direction their team's going in right now. I get their defense is very, very solid. Their offense had problems this year. You still have Christian McCaffrey, right? You have Jordan Mason, who is a very good backup we saw this year.
And Isaac Garendo.
You have weapons. You have George Kittle. Brock Purdy has shown to be an above-average quarterback. An emphasis on the above part of that. He leads his receivers exceptionally well.
Brock Purdy is a top 10 quarterback. Mark my words. He is one of my favorite quarterbacks.
Are you saying just in general or next year?
In general. In
False.
the NFL. In the NFL.
False.
In the NFL.
Not even close.
Absolutely.
Name.
Absolutely.
Name your 10.
Brock Purdy, number 1. Caleb Williams, number 2. Patrick Mahomes, 32.
I'm fine putting Patrick Mahomes at 32. With the season he had this year, I'm fine with that. With his poverty-ass Super Bowl that he got to, yeah, that's fine.
But I'm being so serious though. Everyone says that anyone could have done what Brock Purdy did on that 49ers team. The way they were put together, anyone could have done it. No, they couldn't.
I'm not.
Jimmy Garoppolo didn't do it.
I'm not saying
He
that.
did take him to the Super Bowl, and they also lost. to
I'm
the
just
Chiefs,
saying
but-
he's not top 10.
I mean, what is this? The NFL Network has him rated 13th.
13
I'm
is
not
not
far
top
off.
10.
He's better than Jordan Love.
He's better than Jordan Love, but he's
Jordan-
not better than Matthew Stafford.
He's better than Geno Smith.
Geno Smith is where Matthew Stafford would slide in.
No, I think Matthew Stafford's way better than this.
I think he is, but I'm saying I'd like the
Oh,
rest
this
of the
is just
top
based
10.
on the 2024 season.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he's better than Herbo too.
Ooh,
honestly.
see, I like Herbo, but
False.
I would
I
agree.
love Herbo, but I think Purdy.
Purdy-
Purdy can win in the playoffs too.
Purdy has done nothing but proved himself over and over and over and over and over again. Since college, since he got to the NFL, he has done nothing but proved himself, and no one will take his side.
I'm not saying he's not a dog. I'm not saying he's top 12. I'm just saying he's probably not top 10. And if he is top 10, he's at 10.
I don't know, man. Looking at his yards and things like that, he threw for 3,800 last year, 4,200 in 2023. What is that? 31 tutties,
20 to 12 touchdown to interception is pretty abysmal.
Yeah, but you got to remember, we're talking about this season. Trent Williams was hurt.
Their whole team
Debo
was
was
hurt.
hurt.
Their whole team
Ayuk was
hurt. Yeah.
exactly.
He got
Yeah.
hurt. Yeah.
But-
So
I mean, there's a lot of quarterbacks that if you had Brandon Ayuk, Debo, George Kittle, Christian McCaffrey, Jordan Mason, that they would probably put up pretty good stats.
that's
It's
fair.
the second best offensive group in the NFL.
Well, I mean, Jalen Hurts is putting up numbers like that, and he has a very similar team.
He's got a good team.
He's got a pretty.
But their team is
They
very
are
run
very
dominant.
Yep, they're very comparable.
I could see the comparison being made.
I mean, you say that they're a run-heavy team, but so when McCaffrey was healthy, the 49ers were a very run-heavy team as well.
He's much more of a dual threat running back.
Oh, absolutely.
Because you can throw a screen pass to McCaffrey at the 4-yard line and he'll take that sumbitch for 96 yards.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That helps. Whenever you're throwing slip screens to McCaffrey or you're throwing, Texas routes or hitches to him and he just bursts a play for 6 yards, it's a lot different than handing the ball to Saquon on the 4-yard line and watching him run for 96 yards.
Yeah, that's fair.
It impacts your stats pretty drastically.
I would agree. However, I would also agree that then likewise with the wide receiver core that the Eagles have is better than the 49ers wide receiver core.
I would
Not
say
the tight end. George Kittle's obviously better than Dallas Goedert, but that is relatively close. Dallas Goedert is pretty good.
Dallas Goedert's pretty good, but George Kittle is much better.
Yes, much better. But then A.J. Brown, I would say, is much better than Brandon Ayuk.
He
I'd say
definitely was
Devonta
this
Smith
year.
is much better than Debo Samuel.
Debo has been very good in the past. He wasn't great this year, but he has been very good. And Devonta Smith is an exceptional wide receiver too.
Devonta Smith is arguably one of the best wide receiver twos you can have.
Yeah.
He's
He's
a Heisman. He's a Heisman winner.
right
He's the
below
only wide
Jordan
receiver.
Addison.
He's the only wide receiver that is a Heisman winner. That is a wide receiver 2. That's crazy.
Hey, whenever we talk about college prospects, we talk about, Kenny Pickett and the season he had at Pitt, and then we talk about Caleb Williams and the season he had at USC. There's one constant between those teams, and that's Jordan Addison. That's the best wide receiver, too, in the NFL.
Did he win a Heisman?
Didn't need to win a Heisman.
Okay. I didn't
Because
think
he
so.
put
I didn't think so.
For the last 2 years, he's put up 1,000 yards and 10 touchdowns.
Yeah.
In his rookie and his sophomore year.
So
Not
is he,
exactly
so is
that,
he
but
better than
relatively.
Justin Jefferson? Because he
Justin-
put up the same numbers as Justin Jefferson this year and better numbers than him last year.
Justin Jefferson,
So-
he put up
Or
He didn't-
no, less last year. But
less
they put
yards, more touchdowns. But Justin Jefferson also only played 7 games last year and eclipsed 1,000 yards.
Yeah.
Or 10 games.
I'm not arguing that Justin Jefferson's not the best wide receiver.
He's
in
the best
league.
offensive player in the NFL.
No.
Yes.
No.
Explain how not.
Explain how not. Did you watch Saquon Barkley this year? Did you watch him hurdle a man backwards?
I saw that.
Backwards.
But let me refresh your memory to Sam frickin' Darnold throwing 4,000 yards this year. Why do you think that is? It's not because he is a upper echelon quarterback that deserved to be top 5 in MVP voting. It is because he had Justin mother effing Jefferson to throw the ball to, which opens up every other wide receiver on the team.
Jordan Addison didn't even put up 1,000 yards this season.
Yeah, he put up 909 touchdowns.
He put
Sue
up
me.
875.
909 touchdowns, sue me.
But 1,500 is good for Jay Jettis.
1,500 on 103 receptions. He averaged 90 yards a game.
Oh, Jordan Addison had 10 because of the rushing touchdown.
And he also only played 15 games.
Yeah.
And he will only play 15 games next year because he's
But
probably
Hawkinson
getting
getting 0 touchdowns is a bit ridiculous.
He didn't play till week 9.
10 games. 10 games he played. He didn't get a single touchdown. He had almost 500 yards.
Well, if you didn't notice, Sam Darnold really liked to throw touchdowns to Justin Jefferson and Jordan Addison.
Yeah, that's fine. But
He-
you
he-
have Josh Oliver and Johnny Mutt both getting touchdowns.
They got him at the start of the year.
Johnny Mutt got one at the end
He did get one at the end of the year. He
year.
did get one at the end of the year. But he grew a connection with those guys early on.
Yeah,
A new quarterback
that's
in a new system. That's why. But T.J. Hawkinson is still one of the best tight ends in the
And-
league, and he will be with J.J. McCarthy.
Didn't Jalen Naylor not have a touchdown until this season? And now he had 6.
That could very well be possible. He did pretty good for us this year, I'm not going to lie. I was pretty happy about it.
Career, he has 7
He has
touchdowns.
7 touchdowns
So
in his
he had
career.
1
Hey,
before.
hey.
But that's crazy. He had 400. He had less yards than Hawkinson, but 6 touchdowns. So
Yeah.
what's your excuse for that?
Well, we have this offensive mastermind at a head coach where we would run just pitch and go slant routes with Justin Jefferson on the inside and Jalen Naylor on the outside, and nobody would guard him. And he would just look up how open Jalen Naylor was on all of his touchdowns. There's nobody within 10 yards.
Well, I'm doing a little bit of math, and it's less than almost 1 in every 4 catches Jalen Naylor caught was a touchdown. A little over 4.
Yeah. Because
Funny.
It was just one.
That's
It was
funny.
just one play beater. It was just
Yeah,
wide,
like I
wide ass
said,
open.
we would run an inside slant,
Yep.
and then Jalen Naylor would come under that, run a tiny little hitch and go, and nobody guarded it because that corner shades towards Jefferson, and he is 10, 15 yards open.
Or you had, I remember seeing one where they had Justin Jefferson running like a 10-yard in, and then they had Naylor running a post route over the top because the safeties would play down on Jefferson,
Mhm.
and then he just slipped behind them.
Yep. So,
But whatever. We know Justin Jefferson is the best.
Yeah.
Although Jamar Chase, he did get the Triple Crown this year, and people
Joe
are.
Burrow versus Sam Darnold is crazy.
Whoa, yeah. That's fair. They did miss the playoff.
Okay, so here's the thing. Joe Burrow elevates Jamar Chase's play. Justin Jefferson elevated Sam Darnold's play. That's the difference there. Joe Burrow threw for 5,000 yards this year. Sam Darnold threw for 4. And again, there's players that elevate each other's play, and Jefferson will elevate whoever's quarterback. You saw Kirk Cousins; he was on MVP pace with the Vikings last year before he tore his Achilles, and now he's cut from the Falcons.
Do you know who else was on MVP pace last season? Brock Purdy. He was.
He's a good quarterback. He's a good
leading.
quarterback.
He was like leading the league in MVP voting until like the end of the season.
He's a good quarterback. I'm not denying that in any way, shape, or form. He is a very good quarterback.
Sorry, I gotta put respect on his name. You should be cheering for him. You're an Iowa State fan. Look at the flag behind you.
I am an Iowa Hawkeyes fan through and through. I had some onboarding for my job today. And I was talking to a guy who was having shots with Cooper DeJean down in Scottsdale the other day.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Cooper was in town?
I was like, that's crazy. I've met him. Like, really? Where? I was like, went to the school district for a little bit. Seen him at AAU tournaments.
Yeah.
So.
All right. And
Is it about, are we hitting that 30-minute mark? What happens at the 30-minute mark?
that's where we have to take a quick minute and thank our amazing sponsors. I'm pretty sure.
Amazing sponsors. So a huge shout out to Spectre Audio and Flagstaff for all the new stuff, right? A huge shout out to Muzzle Records, Angry Man Presents, and
MMZ Radio.
MMZ Radio Network. Leaned away from my mic. Sorry, folks. Huge shout out to those guys. Much love. Check them out on the internet. Just search their names. Go see what they're about. MMZ Radio is available online. Again, just search their name. Or it's available on the Stream It app. And it's soon coming to iOS and Android. And once we know, you guys will know.
And like we said before, if you want to catch any of the videos that we've put out in the past, or this actual video with the camera where you can see our beautiful faces, you can check us out.
Radio faces.
You can check us out on YouTube. We're making a second channel called, or we already made it, called Man Deep Videos. It's where we're gonna put out all these, the unedited versions. We're gonna add some more content with some edited ones. We're gonna put out little shorts and other things. Try to get the best content out to you guys.
Give you a wide mix. We're gonna cast a decently wide net here.
And then if you want to just listen to the video over again, or you missed it, whatever, you can watch any of our old videos. Just look up Man Deep. You can see it on iTunes, Spotify, Amazon Music, Pandora, iHeartRadio, or YouTube also. Just look up Man Deep.
Yeah.
And you'll see us. You'll see this little logo. Show them the logo.
Oh, you want to see the logo?
It'll be that for now. And if you see that, that's us. So check us out. Tell us, leave us a comment.
Yeah, comments would be great, especially on the YouTube channel about what you want to see, what's working for you, what's not. That would be huge. But also be on the lookout for the Man Deep Gaming channel. It's in the works.
That's news to me.
It's in the works.
Gonna get some heated Madden and
Yeah.
NCAA games in there, huh?
It's in the work in my head.
You guys
I haven't talked to them yet.
You don't even like playing Madden or NCAA against me now.
Yeah, but it would be pretty funny.
That's just because I don't understand buttons or how to.
Why can't we play PGA Tour 2K23? Okay, why can't we play that?
We already
You
have.
might be onto something
Because I
there.
think I'd do pretty good at that one.
Yeah, but I don't know if that'd be fun to watch.
It would be fun because I would be pretty hyped. If you guys didn't know, I finished 5th nationally in a PGA Tour tournament one time. The video game. Online on the video game.
Video game.
Just letting you know.
He is pretty good at golf on video games. I don't know why. He
Yeah.
just speaks to him, man. He just goes with his gut.
That's what happens when you're unemployed.
But you're not anymore.
Not anymore. So. Scary.
Playing with it too much.
I know. Me too. They're kind of fun.
It is fun.
It's a new microphone. You didn't know we got new microphones with stands if you're listening on the radio. So it's our first time having them, so I'm just playing around with them a little bit. Sorry about that, guys.
I hope it sounds better.
I hope
And,
it does.
I mean, if you guys didn't know, before we were recording on a singular mic between the three of us, sitting in the middle of the table,
Yeah.
and just kind of leaning in and talking.
Mhm.
So it's a lot nicer to be able to sit back, relax, have a mic to yourself, have the headphones on, being able to hear each other.
Yeah.
And that's all thanks to Spectre Audio and
Yeah.
Flagstaff. They were nice enough to donate it all to us to better the experience not only for you guys but for us as well. So
Yeah. So huge thanks to those guys.
So moving on, what else did you all want to talk about? You said Eagles and Lions are the front runners.
Eagles and the Lions are currently the front runners to land Myles Garrett, which is absolute bullshit, and it cannot happen. Neither of those teams deserve that guy. Just no. They have good defenses. You don't need them. Stay away. Go to a team like the Vikings. We don't really need you either, but
Pats could use them.
Pats could use them.
The Bears would love him.
Bears-
You would be welcome home, Myles
wants
Garrett.
to
If
play
you're
for a
listening to this,
contender.
you can make us a contender. You can make anybody you want a contender. Anybody's gonna be better than the Browns. Okay.
It's just sad to see Myles Garrett take the Kevin Durant approach to the end of his career. He kind of deserves it, though.
No, I understand it. I so understand it. Dude, if you had to spend your career on the Cleveland Browns.
Yeah.
On the Cleveland Browns, and anytime there was a shimmer of hope,
Yeah.
you had Baker Mayfield, Odell, Jarvis Landry, and then the next season you don't. And then you just tank, and then
Yeah.
you're bad again, and then you decide to sign Deshaun Watson to the biggest contract he did not deserve.
Yeah.
And will never actually use. I mean, has he played?
There's a lot of people, some insiders, a lot of executives that think he's probably played his last snap for a Brown, and he has a couple years left on his contract.
How many games has Deshaun Watson actually played since going to Cleveland? I'm curious because I don't know if he's played a full through and through season.
Yeah, and the thing is he's missing next season too,
Yeah, I know, which is crazy.
which is just,
no, he's played 6, 6, and 7.
jeez.
He has just now played one game over a full NFL season. 2, technically.
The drop off in his production from Houston to Cleveland is just like the Browns really is
Well, I
where
mean, that's
quarterbacks
10
go
games,
to drive.
10 games less.
It's 10 games less, but still,
Coming off a suspension.
it can be 10 games less. But if you double it and triple it, he's still not putting up 5,000 yards in that season.
That's true.
1,100,
Yeah, he also went from
1,100,
having-
1,100.
He had DeAndre Hopkins on his team.
Hey,
It is prime.
if you're an NFL GM, your job is to build your team. They haven't done that. I feel bad for Deshaun. I mean, not really after, the whole massage therapist thing, which, that's on him. That's why he doesn't get any love anymore, but
Yeah.
he was a dog before that. I loved Deshaun Watson when he was on the Texans. He took that cleat to the eye in the playoffs and then threw a frickin' strike. That was awesome. You remember that play?
Yeah, I do. And I also wanted to point out that I wanted Deshaun Watson in that draft, and when we got Trubisky at 2, I'm not gonna lie.
Trubisky.
I thought Deshaun Watson was gonna be the best quarterback in that draft class. Patrick Mahomes, I didn't think you were that good.
Wasn't
I didn't-
familiar with your game.
I was because he
Yeah.
played against Iowa State. I didn't think he was that good. I thought
Yeah.
Deshaun Watson with Clemson was significantly better, and I really thought he was gonna perform better than Patrick Mahomes. I thought he was gonna be the best quarterback in the draft class. And then when I saw we traded up to 2, I'm like, holy shit, we're gonna get Deshaun Watson. He just won an NFL or NCAA championship. We're gonna get him. Why wouldn't we? And then we picked up
Then
Mitch
came
Trubisky.
Mitch Trubisky, the second best quarterback in Chicago Bears history.
No, he's not.
No.
Yes.
He's not. The best
You
quarterback
know is.
in Bears history is Jay frickin' Cutler. Jay Cut.
Right.
And then I said Mitch Trubisky is too.
No. Then you go McMahon. And then you
Okay.
go Grossman. And then you go Trubisky.
Lies. It's Mitch Trubisky.
No, it's Jay Cutler because he has the best stats technically for the Bears. And then it's McMahon because he won us the Super Bowl in '85. Then you go Grossman because he took us to a Super Bowl. And then you go Trubisky because he made us to the playoffs. He got us to the playoffs.
yeah. I mean,
His sophomore stint.
7 and 7 touchdown. He is really likes that 50-50 split between touchdowns and interceptions.
Well, his sophomore season, he was 24 and 12.
That's
That's
a
when he took
50-50.
us. When he took us to a
through
no 50-50.
not
12 and
50-50.
12.
Not 50-50, but you know what I mean. He likes to throw just double the amount of touchdowns as interceptions. Or half the amount of interceptions as which sounds not that bad whenever you say it, but then you look at the numbers, 24-12. That doesn't seem too enticing.
No. But that's also the Bears quarterback for you. No
Yeah.
one's thrown for over 4,000 yards, so that's about the best stats you'll be seeing out of a Bears quarterback.
Yeah, that's true. Oh, what other big? We have some more big news around the league, don't we? No?
I'm not too sure. It's kind of in that lull moment.
Yeah.
The only big news that's been going on is the Combine. And
Yes.
the Combine has been fabulous to watch.
We should definitely get into that.
I think the
There has
Combine,
been some very interesting stuff.
I think that from the start of the draft, or start of the Combine to the end of the Combine, the wide receivers are going to look a lot different on where they're taken.
I agree with that.
Because a lot of these guys that were very highly touted in the beginning didn't perform the way they were talking themselves up to be. Like Isaiah Bond, for example. He said he was going to break the record.
That was the funniest thing I've ever seen. He was so confident in it, too. He was about it.
I mean, technically, he did have the fastest point. He got to the highest speed out of anybody at the Combine. But then he just couldn't last 40 meters.
Yeah, he promised a 4.19 and ran what, a 4.41, I think, which is super fast. Like it's really good, but it's also extremely funny because he was very confident.
Joe, go back to the other thing quick. I think the camera shut off.
We're having technical difficulties. We'll get the camera back up in a second here, folks. So in the meantime,
you'll just have
we'll
Joe
just
on the camera, or we can put on the
we can put
draft
on
board if
yeah
you
we
want.
can look at the draft stats. Put that up while we wait.
and get the camera working again. Like we said, this is brand new equipment. This is the first time using it. We played for a little bit yesterday when we got it, but
We just received it yesterday.
yeah, we're getting the finite details. We got it in late last night. I think it was like 4 or 5 o'clock before I even got home with all of it. So we're working it through. He's getting the draft board up, the combine board up, so you can see that. Listen to us talk about it for a little bit. But I want to go to the wide receivers, please. Can you go to the wide receivers and just do participants? Go up to the top left, participants. That'll be the grade rating for them. All right.
So there's one I just absolutely do not agree with, and this is Travis Hunter being rated at a 6.89. I do not think he's going to be a wide receiver in the NFL. I think he's going to play corner, for one, and I do not think he deserves that rating at all. I think that's a lot of hype nonsense.
Yeah, well, the person I think that's going to drop is, honestly, Luther Burton. His draft combine was not great for me. I did not think he performed the way I thought he was. Everyone kind of talked about like his breakaway speed, but I mean he ran a 4.41, which is still good. But they were talking him up big coming out of Missouri. So personally, I think he didn't perform as well as I was expecting him to. I thought he was going to be somewhere in that like high 3.3 range. And it just looks better having a 4.3. I know he didn't participate in anything else. I watched him in a couple of the other drills he did. He wasn't running as straight as some of the other guys, you know, when they have to run down the 30-yard line.
Yeah.
I really was underwhelmed with Luther Burton.
Yeah, I could see where you're coming from there. And, okay, the combine only means so much. There are some players who are just not combine performers who turn out to be absolutely spectacular. And then there are some people who only train for the combine specific things to raise their draft stock. There was a tight end, I believe, who went with his trainer and the entire offseason before the combine just trained the combine drills. And he killed the combine, right? Draft stock absolutely exploded, and then he got to the league and he was out of it within the first 2 years, I think. So,
Are you talking about what was this guy's name? Mike Mamula?
Maybe.
He wasn't a tight end though.
He was.
There was a guy. I've heard of that guy.
Yeah, you know who I'm talking about.
I know exactly who you're talking about. He had like one of the best combine skills.
Yeah. So there's combine performers, and then there's dogs, and I think Luther Burke is gonna be a dog.
See, what I was looking at was like Puka Nakua. Puka Nakua is one of those guys that was lower on the draft boards, but he performed well on specific drills in the combine. And I think those are the ones that translate. I'm not talking about the 40 necessarily.
Yeah.
The 40 is so lackluster when it comes to actually predicting how good they're going to be. Because, like, for example, I'm pretty sure Amon-Ra St. Brown ran like a 4.5.
Yeah.
And he's small, so, like, it doesn't really translate that he would be proficient in the NFL, and that's probably why he fell down in the draft. However, you can see that he is as good as any other wide receiver one in the league, having a slower run like that. But someone like Tez Johnson, I think, is just sold himself out of the draft.
Yeah, he definitely dropped his draft stock quite a bit. He might go undrafted now.
I could see it. He's
Who's
weighs
that?
150 pounds.
Yeah.
Tez
Who you
Johnson.
looking for? Tez Johnson. What did you want to look up?
Nothing. Yeah, just
He's
like
154
he's
pounds.
154 pounds. He's the second lightest to ever go into the combine,
And
he ran a 4.5.
Yeah, it was
Wow.
it was bad for him. But there was definitely some combine underperformers. Caleb Johnson, for one, his 40 time, like I was talking about a couple episodes ago. Caleb Johnson's draft stock completely depended on what his 40 time was going to be.
Yeah.
If he would have ran in the 5.4s, he would have been a first, second round pick. If he ran in the 4.5s, he was going to fall to the third or fourth round. And he ran, I think, a 4.51 or a 4.5.
Something like that.
He ran in the 4.5s, is the point. And some team is going to be very, very happy that they pick him up in a late round. Because his vision between the tackles is so phenomenal. And the way that he is able to move is going to be huge. So I think a team's going to be very happy with him.
What was the split?
Yeah, Joe, do you want to click on Caleb Johnson real quick? He's
Right there.
just up.
Right there.
Yeah.
4.57.
4.57.
That's 6'1", 225.
Yeah. And he's ranked
31st in athleticism.
31st in athleticism, but 8th in the production score. He's going to be a good NFL player.
He's going to be like a Roshan Johnson. That's exactly what I think he's going to be like. A power back that reads good, he runs hard, gets the yards he needs.
Yeah.
He'll be a solid backup back.
Yeah.
I don't think he'll be a RB1 for a team anytime soon.
Yeah.
But I think he will be a very solid running back too.
You see the NFL kind of moving more towards split backfields anyways.
I could see him matching up very well in New York with Tyron Tracy.
Yeah.
I think they would pair up very well. They both went to Iowa.
Mm-hmm.
And Tyron Tracy, smaller, elusive back, receiving back. And then you have your Caleb Johnson,
Your power back.
hard
Yeah.
nose down the field.
But the Giants are taking Genty this year.
No.
That'd be so funny if they did.
No way.
You mess up Saquon and then you go ahead and you take Genty. That would be really funny.
That'd be crazy.
I could see Genty going to the Raiders. I could see the Raiders taking him.
I could see him going to the Raiders. I could see him. It's just hard to imagine he falls out of the top 10, but it's just kind of the climate of the NFL.
Well, the Raiders are in the top 10.
I know the Raiders are 6th, but I could see him falling out of the top 10 to like pick 13 for the Cowboys.
See, the reason I keep bringing up the Raiders for him is I think it would be so funny if Pete Carroll goes out there and gets Ashton Genty. He'd be a little mini Marshawn Lynch.
And then not throw or not give him the ball on the 1 yard line
Well,
ever.
yeah, because then his argument will be he's 5'9". You know the way he plays.
Yeah,
You know the
that's
way
true.
he plays.
That's true. But no, it's going to be a fun draft. I'm very excited for it. This is the first year that I've followed prospects this closely. Another guy that I really like is Amarian Hampton. I've been saying this. He's going to be a dog. That dude eats up contact. He ran a 4.46. He is going to be phenomenal. And if he is not a first-round pick, it's going to be a disservice. And if the Vikings have the opportunity to draft him at pick 24 and there's not just an absolute stud D tackle waiting there, and we haven't taken care of it in free agency, I'm going to burn a jersey. I'm going to be so mad because this guy is going to be a freak. If you watch his highlight tape or just watch some of his game film, he seeks out contact, and his stability and the way he's able to run, keep his leverage, and keep his balance after contact is crazy. He's a phenomenal prospect, and I've really fallen in love with him, and he's going to be right around the Vikings pick. So I'm really, really hoping.
The only thing my concern with Amarian Hampton is North Carolina. North Carolina. You know
Boise
it
State.
Translates. I know. That's what I'm saying. It translates. You saw it first with Ashton Genty going against Penn State
Where
defense.
did Randy Moss go to? Marshall.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know who else went to Marshall?
A.J. Brown.
No,
He went to
pretty sure-
East Michigan. He went to
pretty sure-
Eastern Michigan.
Pretty sure Calvin Johnson also went to Marshall, two of the best wide receivers.
That's what I'm saying. They didn't go to a Power 5 conference school, but it doesn't matter.
Yeah, but you're
A
talking
dog is
about
a-
seeking out
Where did
contact.
Fred
You're
Warner
talking
go?
about seeking out contact and running through people, and you were talking about a UNC running back.
It's-
I'm not discrediting that he could. I'm just discrediting that I don't think it will translate as well to the NFL. Same as Ashton Genty.
What was UNC's schedule this year? Can we pull that up
Yeah,
real
pull
quick?
it up. I'm interested.
Because this is some absolute slander against my baby doll, Amarian Hampton, that I will not stand for. Because that dude is going to be a dog. And I am very excited to see him play in the NFL. So I want to pull this up real quick.
Yeah, sorry. One sec.
It's all good. But the top there.
Yep.
Played Minnesota.
All right.
Minnesota,
You-
Florida State, Boston College,
Florida,
Georgia Tech.
Florida State. You brought up Florida. How was Florida State's record this season?
Florida
How'd
State
they do this
is
season?
still Florida
How-
State,
how-
who
how-
got
how'd they do this
their
season?
offense was horrible. Their defense wasn't that terrible.
How good were they this season?
Their offense was awful. That's not. That's not
Mm.
on the. Look at how low scoring most of those games are.
53 to 3.
Yeah, that's
52
against
to
Notre Dame, who went to the national
35
championship
to 11,
game.
36 to
Yeah,
14.
that's because they had Amarian Hampton running the ball.
How do you lose to Duke, man? How do you lose to
Their
Duke?
offense was really bad.
How do you lose to Memphis?
Honestly, I'm surprised they pulled
Hey.
that win against Charleston Southern, truthfully.
Hey, all I'm saying is Amarian Hampton played comp. There's competition everywhere. Where did
Yeah.
Fred Warner, one of the best linebackers,
BYU.
went to BYU? There's competition everywhere. There's good players on every program.
Yeah, BYU was in the Pac-12 at the time that Fred Warner
There
played.
is still
Oh, no.
comp everywhere.
And that would have been a lot better comp.
There's still comp everywhere. That's what I'm. A draft stud doesn't matter what school they go to, unless your name is not Trey Smith. Guy the 49ers moved up to draft that played for NDSU.
North Dakota State.
Oh.
Trey Lance, yeah, unless your name's Trey Lance. then it might matter.
Yeah, NDSU, that was a crazy pick. I
Yeah.
remember that. I never
He
thought
was
gonna
such a
pan
he
out.
did look like a good prospect on paper.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't think there was any way he was panning
Well,
out.
you
though.
got to remember it was shortly after they got Josh Allen from Wyoming. The Bills
Yeah.
did.
Exactly, Josh Allen from
so-
Wyoming.
So,
Fair point.
so
That is a
teams were
fair
kind of
point.
like, oh, maybe these guys can translate. And then you kind of realize that some
Daniel
of the
Jones.
times they don't. Daniel Jones on Duke.
On Duke, yeah, I'm saying, but running back is a little different.
Drake May.
Running back's a little different.
Drake May's different, bro. Come
Sam
on.
Howell.
Don't disrespect UNC.
Sam Howell is UNC also.
All I'm saying is,
Mhm.
Omarion Hampton, he is a dog. Look
I-
at those stats per game. 244 rush yards versus Wake Forest. Georgia Tech had a very good defense this year. Very solid. They were a good team this year. They were ranked at one point. 137 yards. 210 against North Carolina Central.
He got 53 against Boston College and a loss.
Boston College is a good team.
No, they're not.
College is most definitely not.
They are a good team. I don't want to hear it.
They went on a little bit of a losing streak. They lost to James Madison 70-50.
There has to be an explanation for that.
What? What? I didn't even know that happened.
That's crazy.
Hey, UNC is and always has been a basketball school, but that doesn't mean Omarion Hampton doesn't deserve his
Hey,
flowers.
they're not a basketball team this year. They're not a good one this
They
year.
I know.
really are not.
It doesn't matter. Omarion Hampton, dog. He's going to be the best running back in this draft class, besides Genty.
No,
unless Genty just
honestly,
doesn't play.
I think someone that could show up as one of the best running backs in this draft class is Henderson.
Yeah, Travion Henderson for sure. He
Travion
is my
Henderson. I think
he's my second draft crush for running back.
I think he translates well.
Yeah, and he put up a fantastic combine.
He put up a fantastic combine, a fantastic season with a split backfield.
Yes, and
So
he's a do-it-all guy.
He's one of those guys that he ran a 4.43. He weighs a little bit less than Hampton does, so you could say that would translate better for Hampton than it would Henderson.
Well, Henderson's also a very, very good receiving back. I love Travion Henderson. I love
So do I.
Travion Henderson. I think he's gonna be great.
I think having him and Quinshon Judkins on the same team for Ohio State and having the success that they did with the run game would obviously translate into the NFL. Having a split backfield, you see those guys. They did it in college with a split backfield, and they still had success.
And in the national championship game or one of the playoff games, Travion Henderson straight up mossed a corner. Like straight up, just went up and sneeded the ball away from him over his head, just snagged it.
Yep.
Like the dude is a stud.
And he also has
like that.
that breakaway speed.
Yes, I
You
like
saw
him
it
a lot.
multiple times throughout the college football playoffs. I'm pretty sure against who was it? Oregon.
Mhm.
Against Oregon, it was the first play after they got the ball, and it was like a 65-yard rushing touchdown. They had just got the ball back, and it was late in, I think, the second quarter, and Oregon was still kind of in it. They need to get a stop before half. They got ball out of half, and then Travion Henderson just ran right through everyone, ran for 60 yards and a touchdown, and he had very good success in the playoffs. So I think he'll translate well.
If we're talking about draft boom or bust here, we have to bring up the Virginia Tech running back. Do you guys know who I'm talking about? Right there, Vishal
Is it-
Tutin.
Yeah.
Look at this guy's combine. A 4.32 40-yard dash, a 40.5 vertical jump, and a 10.10 broad jump.
That's athleticism.
Yeah,
Yeah.
100%.
He is only 5'9".
He's 5'9",
But he's
206. 5'9", 206.
Yeah. I'm not gonna lie. I was not familiar with your game, and
Yeah.
I'm not familiar with your name.
You better remember that name. Tootin's going to take over the league. This is such a deep running back class, and it's so nice because the Vikings need one really bad, and I'm very excited because I would be happy with a lot of these guys.
I wouldn't lie. This running back draft is insane because you also have guys that didn't have a great season this last year, but they had great seasons prior, like Ollie Gordon. Ollie Gordon is huge.
Yeah.
And, like, you have Baby Etienne in there as well. So
Mhm.
there's obviously people, like, you can pick up later in the draft if
Yeah.
you're needing a running back, like a guy that will be good in a couple years. And I don't know. I feel like the running back class is really good here. The D-line class is really good here. Both interior and exterior D-line. Wide receivers have a little bit of depth to them. Quarterbacks, horrendous.
It's a bad quarterback class. That's just the way it is.
O-line, you have a couple of studs in there, and then it kind of falls off, in my opinion.
Mhm.
Both interior and exterior offensive line. Tight ends, you got like two.
Yeah.
You got two. You got Warren and you got Loveland, and that's pretty much. Gunnar Helm is also pretty good.
Yeah. I mean, there.
I don't really know the guy from Bowling Green that well. I know there's some hype around him because a lot of people got mad because he technically had the best on paper season,
Mhm.
but since he was Bowling Green,
Yeah.
they gave it to Warren. Same goes for wide receivers, obviously, because Nick Nash had the best
Okay.
on paper season.
Can we talk about Nick Nash?
Yeah, absolutely.
He is gonna be a Puka Nakua. He's gonna go in like the 5th round, and he's gonna be a dog.
I'm excited.
I'm pretty high on Nick Nash.
I'm high on both Iowa State receivers.
I also just really like his name.
Yeah.
He reminds me of Cooper Kupp.
He runs smooth. He doesn't
runs
run fast.
very
He runs smooth.
And the
He
thing
runs
is,
smooth for 6'2", 203. He's middle height, middle weight,
you don't
middle speed.
you don't exactly need, Xavier Worthy 4.29 speed or whatever he ran. 4.22? 4.23.
Worthy 4.21.
Oh, 4.21. You don't need 4.21 speed. If you have fantastic footwork and you can absolutely dice up a corner, then who the hell cares? If your corner is moving in the wrong direction, then what does it matter anyways? You know what I mean?
Yeah. I think he's gonna be good no matter who he goes to. He's gonna be one of those consistent guys, good route runner, gets open. I don't think he's gonna have that breakaway deep speed. He's just gonna be open. He's gonna be kind of like D-Hop and Mike Evans and
Adam
those kind of
Thielen
guys.
and Cooper Kupp.
I think those are good comps for him.
Yeah.
However, I really am high on the Iowa State receivers. I know I'm an Iowa State fan, but I really am. You have Higgins and you have Knoll. Knoll is one of the guys that apparently he had a hell of a combine. You click on him, he flew up the rankings.
Yeah.
He was so low. He ran a 4.39, a 41.5-inch vert, and 23 reps of bench at 5'10", 195.
Mhm.
He's the third in athleticism based in the draft. I think he actually has a very good opportunity to go up and be like a slot guy and have an opportunity on a team. So I hope he gets picked well. Higgins was one of the best college receivers PFF wise. And I know I'm an Iowa State fan, so I'm going to talk him up a lot. But the guy is 6'4", almost 6'5". He's like 6'4" and whatever. And 215, he ran a little bit slower, but like Nick Nash, he ran very smooth. He ran a full 1/10 of a second faster than Nick Nash, which with 2 inches of height difference also.
Yeah.
I think he'll be very good. His vert was a little less than I thought it was going to be, but I think that's just because he's as tall as he is, so it just assumed that he jumped higher than that because he got up. But I think both those guys will be able to go out on a team and will play. Maybe not amazing off rip, but in a year or two, I think they will have very successful seasons.
I think there's a lot of serviceable wide receivers in this draft. I think there's some good skill position guys. Again, like Joe said, I don't like the quarterbacks in this draft. I've been very open about that. I'm not high on Cam Ward. I'm not high on Shador. Jackson Dart had a hell of a combine, from what I understand. So he might be a first-round pick now. We'll see.
I still think one of the best quarterbacks in the draft could very well be Quentin Ewers. I really do think Quentin Ewers is probably the most NFL ready out of all of them.
I'm not a huge fan of Quinn Ewers.
I just think
But that's more of a character.
it could be a
thing.
character thing. I just think he's going to be like, I think he might translate like a Bo Nix type. where
Yeah.
he won't.
Yeah.
People are gonna think it was a reach on him, but I think he's gonna make very good decisions. Obviously, he played for Texas. He had good receivers,
Yeah.
and I think he will make good decisions. I think he'll translate well. I think he'll be kind of a bridge quarterback. I don't think he's gonna be a stud.
Yeah.
I think he's gonna be a guy that there's gonna have a couple successful seasons. Maybe not a lot, but a couple.
Yeah.
Cam Ward, I think, has the best arm out of them. I think he has the strongest arm. Throws the fastest ball, in my opinion. Obviously, it's hard to tell because none of these guys were really doing much in the draft combine. Like Cam Ward didn't participate.
Yeah.
And
A lot of them didn't participate, it looked like. I don't understand that. I mean, I guess there's other ways to do it, but I would think that that's the best way to do it. Best shot.
Yeah.
You know?
I think.
well,
I don't know.
what I was gonna say is Will Howard. Will Howard.
Yeah.
He might have just tanked. Anybody that wanted him no longer wants him
Yeah.
from the combine. Dude, I'm not joking. If you look up Will Howard's highlights from the combine, it's just him overthrowing, underthrowing, throwing it out of bounds. Like literally couldn't hit the receiver to save his life.
Yeah.
Terrible. He was terrible in the combine. And there were so many Ohio State fans that went to the combine because there are so many Ohio State guys that are participating. You have both the running back, you have Mbuka, you have a bunch of offensive linemen, a bunch of defensive players that are amazing studs, and then you have your quarterback who just won you a national championship out there throwing ducks out of bounds, not having a good day at all.
Yeah.
And oh my goodness, I just couldn't believe that. I really thought he was gonna be consistent, but it was just bad.
His
It
draft
was
comp
just-
is
Oh, that
Blake
one was
Bortles.
alright. Is it?
Yeah.
That's a pretty good one.
Well, this video is just gonna show his highlights.
Yeah, absolutely.
But you see that video isn't very long.
Dude, it was actually bad. It was like I was watching it. It was really bad. Cuz you know how they do like 2 reps per pass for a quarterback before they rotate out. I watched him on that out route that we watched right then when they made 2 good catches. He overthrew him twice.
Yeah.
Back-to-back throws. I'm like, how is that even possible? Because, you know, these wide receivers, they're out there trying to make a name for themselves also.
Yeah.
It's not like they're going to be running half-assed. They're going to be running it hard. They're going to be trying to make catches. And they were uncatchable balls. It was embarrassing.
Yeah. I don't know. It's just not a great quarterback class.
No.
Just not in my opinion. But
No,
we'll have to see because
is that
again,
Nick Foles?
yeah, that's Nick Foles. And then if you look at his official NFL draft comp this far, it's Blake Bortles. Yeah, that's pretty funny. I respect that NFL. Traits or talent to be an above-average passer, it said.
Nice.
But
Above average.
above-average backup. Never mind. Above-average backup.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, they're coming down hard on the guy.
Well, yeah, dude. It was bad. It was just bad.
I know. That's the thing. Some people just aren't combine performers. It's the way it is.
Yeah, but for a quarterback throwing passing drills,
That's pretty.
there's not much. There's not much
Hey man,
argument for
Zach
that.
Wilson killed that drill. He absolutely killed that drill.
Maybe Zach
I
Wilson's
think
good.
Yeah, I was gonna say Zach Wilson might have just been in a bad system.
I thought like Sam Darnold was good. He hasn't got to
good.
Sam Darnold's year yet. He hasn't got to Sam
Ah.
Darnold's year yet.
Just gotta wait till he comes to the Vikings.
Yeah, he's got to wait for his one season with the Vikings just to lose in the first round.
Yeah, I mean
Yeah.
the Jets are a poverty franchise, anyways, man. I mean that's pretty much just like Cleveland.
Yeah, would you rather go?
Quarterbacks
Would you
just
rather
like
go to the
that
Jets
there.
or Cleveland?
Cleveland, 100%. Hate the Jets.
I think
I'd rather
the
go to
Jets
the
have a-
XFL.
Battlehawks, go Battlehawks.
At that point, I have a chance to win games. Yeah, and then maybe I can choose where I go.
Oh, goodness gracious. I think the Jets have a better. Actually, I don't even know if they have a better overall team. Like, just roster. They have better receiver. I think they have a better offense. I think the Jets have a better overall offense, but defense I think it's pretty close. Because like offensively they had Adams, which I know he's probably not returning.
He is not. They said that he's not.
Yeah. Okay. Well, you still have Garrett Wilson.
Yeah.
You have Brees Hall. Those are young guys that have.
Braylon Allen.
Braylon Allen was the youngest, wasn't he, last season?
Mm-hmm.
And they have a decent offense. I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know their offensive line like that. I guess.
But
I don't know if it's decent.
It's
or not.
just they've been in a
Trash.
And
It's trash.
This brings me to something.
I know Fashanu, who is hurt, but Fashanu, he was a rookie last year. He was pretty high up on people's boards. He was drafted in the first round.
Who's the bless you, thank you guys?
That's Quinnen Williams. That's Quinnen Williams. That's
Yeah.
Quinnen Williams. He's on defense. Yeah, he's their D tackle, dude. He's awesome. He's a stud. They
That's the only one I can kind of respect over there.
well, no, see, I like their defense though because they have Quinnen Williams. They have his brother Quincy as their sub linebacker, and then they have Sauce.
They got Sauce.
I forgot about Sauce.
Sauce, DJ Reed. Like
Mhm.
they got some good got some good defensive pieces. They're young. Hassan Reddick is good. They just had some issues with his contract at the beginning of the year, so he didn't start. But they also have a edge rusher, Will McDonald, right there. Will McDonald IV. He's from Iowa State, and he was their like 14th overall pick last year, and he didn't have a great rookie year. But this year he played out of his mind. He played out of his mind. He was one of the leading sack leaders this year, and so he's going to be good for them in the future. He was young. He's a quick speed rusher guy. So I think they have a good future with their defense. Their offense is a bit lackluster, but I think that's why Aaron Glenn could be a good head coach for them.
Yeah. Right? Their defense definitely outshines their offense, in my opinion. Especially after the start of
Really?
next year.
Yeah. I really like Brees Hall.
He had a down year this year, but he's good.
As much as I hate the Jets, I like Brees Hall. He's a good back. I mean, what?
Yeah, he was hurt.
He got on injuries this year, right? Yeah, but what was? I'm just curious now.
He ran for almost 1,000 yards last year,
Almost 1,000 yards.
and that was with Zach Wilson.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think get him healthy, get some maybe a little bit better of a line. I think he could start having some crazy seasons there. Maybe being up, not top 5, but you know, top 10, top 15. I mean, well, obviously probably top 15. But top 10.
I think he has the potential.
I can see it.
Real quick. This was a part of my 4th and quiz today, but I'll give you this answer. When was the last time the Jets were in the playoffs? Does anyone know?
With
It
Mark
was
with Sanchez, yeah,
right?
and like
Ryan was the coach.
what was that, like
2013?
13?
Not 2009, not 2013. It's in between those two.
Okay, so
Oh, in
12,
between those two?
Not 12.
11,
No, 2010.
2010.
2010,
Yeah.
15 years
15 years.
Yeah.
it's been since they've been in the playoffs. That
Dang.
hurts to be a Jets fan.
Dang,
There are
that's worse than the
kids.
Browns. That's worse than the Browns.
There
Suck.
are kids starting high school this year that were born before the Jets went to a playoff game.
Wow, that's just embarrassing.
I know.
The Bears have been to the playoffs more than that, man. Come on, what are we doing here? What are we doing here? And we had Mitch Trubisky. Come on, guys.
But-
Figure your life out.
Crazy.
So we have how much time left? Probably.
We are at
Pretty close to an hour, I'm assuming. No,
Okay.
we're over the hour mark.
hour
We
15.
missed it.
We
We
gotta
missed our
thank the
opportunity. We
sponsors.
gotta thank our sponsors. Come
Of
on.
course. So huge thank you and a huge shout out to Muzzle Records, Angry Man Presents, Inspector Audio, and Flagstaff. And I just want to make this known. Our video cutting out was not on them. We're still just trying to figure out how to use it.
No, we
It's on
we
us.
don't know how to do it. We've been spending probably the last 5 hours before we started this stream
Yes.
Mhm.
to figure out how to do it. So
Yeah. So that's not on
it's
them.
gonna take us. It's gonna take us, obviously, and we're gonna make sure we figure it out.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
We're just gonna what happened, for full transparency, is our battery died on our camera.
Yeah.
So we're just gonna go out and probably just buy a second battery so we can just swap that thing in there if it gets low, because it's a lot to record at 4K for 2 hours straight. That's a lot of power.
Yeah.
But anyways, huge shout out to those guys. Sorry to trail off topic. Spectre Audio is great products. Go check them out.
Oh, absolutely.
It's not their fault. It's our fault.
All the equipment we have is so much more high tech than we have ever used in our lives before. It took us so long to figure out how to use the soundboard, to use all these mics, but the equipment itself is amazing.
Yes.
I've never had equipment like this that is so nice that I just genuinely look around and I'm like, I don't know if I'm supposed to be touching this right now.
Yeah, I know.
So
Huge.
I want to thank them so much.
Yep.
They're amazing.
So huge shout out to them. Huge shout out to MMZ Radio, who put us on the net. So go check them out at mmzradio.com. Check them out on the Streama app. Check them out on YouTube. And check them out soon on iOS and Android whenever they come to those platforms as their own app.
And we'll let you know as soon as we know.
You betcha.
But yeah, you guys go out and you check them out. You can Bing it, Yahoo it,
Yeah,
Firefox if you're into that.
Thing. Bang that thing.
Go give them some love. Tell them the Two Man Deep crew sent you. And if you want to watch our videos and see the actual video on there and then fall off and then come back on, hopefully. Now that we got it charged up a little bit, we're going to try it here in a second. But if you want to see any of that, you can go check out the second channel on YouTube called Two Man Deep Videos. We're posting it on that. We're going to post the unedited version. And then you can go and check out the actual audio clips itself on anything you want. You can look at iTunes, Spotify, Amazon Music, iHeartRadio, Pandora, literally anything, man. Look up Two Man Deep and give us a like, give us a comment. Let us know what you guys want to hear from us. We're new to this. We're full discretion on that. You guys know this by now. So we're just trying to, make it better for you guys, be the best that we can be, and just slowly get better. And hopefully you guys enjoy us and you're here from the beginning and you follow us to the end.
Yeah, and I believe we have video back up. Just give us a second.
Oh!
Hey!
Little smudgy.
It's a little. I'll fix that real quick. Don't worry. Just pan back to the.
You gotta remember, a couple of us went to ASU, so our learning curve is a little bit steeper. I don't know. A little tougher.
There we go. That's better.
That'll do, folks.
That'll do. No buff.
It's an interesting system we have going on here. I wish you could see our recording setup right now. We're really redneck engineering this right now.
Absolutely. Well, it'll be better. It will be better. We got some more things coming in. We're gonna get a new little recording area figured out so we can put out better clips and hopefully get this equipment figured out by next week.
Just bear with us in the meantime. That's all we ask. It's coming. The good stuff's coming. You just gotta wait sometimes. I hope we're still putting out good stuff, but it's just gonna get better, folks. This is rock bottom if you think about it. It's only gonna get better.
I mean, we already are better than we were before. We have 3 mics instead of 1, which is significantly better.
I like having this one right here. It's fun to move around. It's like a fidget toy. Sorry, Joe.
Joe hasn't got his in yet. That's coming in.
Yeah.
He's recording on the one that we were using before. So if you guys hear a little bit of discrepancy between our audio and his, it's because he's also over there recording behind the camera, behind the computer, doing all the technical stuff for us.
Yeah.
So it's coming together.
Yes.
It's coming together, and it will be
100%.
amazing, and it is amazing. So thank you again to our sponsors.
Yes.
So much for the opportunity to do it and for the equipment to do it. So
I think we have about 40 minutes left. What do we want to spend our time with? We have a few things planned here we can do. We can do a mock draft. We could do some quiz stuff. We definitely have to do the quiz stuff, right?
I put a lot of time and effort into
Colton
those
put
today.
a lot of time and effort into this, so I think we do the quizzes right now.
Yeah, we can.
I think that's a good place to go, because we want to make sure we have time for those.
Yeah, we'll have time. They shouldn't be too hard.
You don't think so?
No, it should be pretty fun.
Okay.
It should be a fun time for everybody.
Okay. But in the meantime,
At least it'll be fun for me.
yeah, that's fair. We could do a super duper quick updated mock draft after the combine.
Absolutely.
Let's just get this done. We have it all set up, ready to go. We're picking for all teams, no trades.
And we have a little bit of a better idea of how we're gonna do it this time after the combine, obviously, and after
Yep.
doing the mock draft last time. I think there's gonna be some names that we didn't have in the first round, having them in the first round now. We're gonna have some guys that we did have in the first round, pretty highly picked, to fall down quite a bit.
Yeah.
Like Kelvin Banks. I'm not as high on him anymore after
Yeah.
the draft.
Mhm.
After the combine. But I still think he's gonna be good.
Yep. So in that yellow button up top where it says start the draft, get it started. So round 1, pick 1.
Abdul Carter.
Abdul frickin' Carter.
No thoughts, no questions. I kind of want the Browns to take Cam Ward.
You still want Cam Ward to the Browns?
Well, we didn't do it last time.
Okay.
We didn't do it last time, but
We'll do Cam Ward to the Browns.
I think Cam Ward might be where the Browns go. They need a quarterback. I think they're moving on from Watson. I don't think they're going to sign anybody.
I like Mason Graham to the Giants.
See, everything
Pair
I've
him up
seen,
with Dexter Lawrence.
everything I've seen was Mason Graham going to the Jaguars.
That's fine, but Mason Graham is going to be a generational defensive prospect. I think. And if you pair him with Sexy Dexty, that is a good duo right there.
Yep, that's fair. But
But you could also go with a lot of different options.
the only reason I don't think they go Mason Graham is that's like the one part of their team that's actually
That's
good.
actually
is
good.
their D line. They have Sexy Dexy, they have Kayvon Thibodeau, and
Yeah.
they have Brian Burns.
That's-
So I
it's
don't
true.
think they need to waste their third overall pick on the one thing that they have that's
Best
good.
player available. That is the best player.
I
available.
think they're dumb and they take Travis Hunter. That's what we did last time. I still think they do it.
I could see it. They need some name value there.
And I think they're gonna have them primarily play defense, and then they throw them in with Malik Neighbors.
Yeah.
Every once in a while on the offensive side.
Okay, we can go
I
Travis
think,
Hunter
I think
here.
Trav.
Joe, take away.
Man,
We ain't gonna say a thing.
I think we're trading the pick, honestly. I really do. Maybe not like super far down, but we're trading it probably. If Ted Roy is there, I really would like to take him. But it's interesting.
You can take whoever you want.
It's your draft pick. You are currently the GM of the
I'm
Pats.
taking Ted Roy.
Yeah, that's what we did too.
Yep.
In our last one.
Take Ted Roy.
I think Mason Graham,
Mason Graham
Yep.
has to go off this board here.
Jaguars.
Genty to the Raiders.
I like that. I want to see what it would look like if Jetsy's taken by the team.
And then hear me out here. Will Johnson to the Jets.
I like that.
Pair him up with
Pair him up
Sauce.
with Sauce.
Yeah.
I like that.
Carolina.
Carolina needs an edge rusher. I don't care which one you pick.
Jalen Walker.
That one seems right to me.
Yeah.
Although I like JPJ after
Oh, yeah, he had a
after his
phenomenal
combine, dude.
yeah.
He ran a 4.47.
Yeah. He had a
Good
phenomenal.
lord.
He probably should have gone there. That's my bad.
No, it's all right. I think he falls a little bit because he was a little undersized. He didn't perform tremendously at Tennessee, but I think overall he's going to be a good speed rush guy. So a team that wants a speed rusher.
Now we have the Saints. Interesting pick here. What do we think?
Probably, I've seen a lot saying they've taken Warren, but
I could see them taking Tyler Warren, and I like that
don't-
pick for them.
I don't know if they would fare well. They have a lot of holes.
What about Shador here?
I could see him,
Derek
but
Carr's
they have
getting to
Derek
the
Carr.
end of his contract.
yeah.
He's older.
He
They're
got
gonna want to
hurt.
get rid of him soon.
He was hurt at the end of the season.
At this value
don't
for
think-
Shador,
You don't think Spencer Rattler's the quarterback of the future?
I don't think Spencer Rattler is quarterback of the future. Although he wasn't playing horribly, so I could see him not taking a quarterback. I could see him going for one of those bridge players that we talked about.
could go Will Campbell here.
Yeah,
Blanket offensive lineman. You can kick him inside. You can keep him at tackle. Kind of a plug and play, set it and forget it guy.
it's up to you guys. I kind of think it might be Jalen Warren or Tyler Warren.
I like Tyler Warren here. I was good with that pick originally. All you, Colton.
Will Campbell. I just wanted him to fall to us. That's why I didn't want him to take it.
That's fine.
Will
That's
Campbell. If he's there, we're taking him. Or best available offensive line.
San Francisco.
San Francisco probably is gonna draft O-line. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Kelvin Banks.
Probably best available.
Yeah, I'm good with Kelvin Banks here.
I don't think they need to go edge rusher. They gotta get defense. I think they just solidify some O-line for the future, especially because Trent Williams is getting old.
I kind of like Shador to Dallas.
Dude, I think it's gonna happen.
You don't want your boy. You don't want your boy.
I think.
You don't want Hampton. You don't want Hampton here.
No, I think Shador.
You
to
want
Dallas.
Shador to Dallas?
I think Shador to Dallas is actually really funny and might make sense because Dak is old
Washed.
and, you know, Deion Sanders.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
you got to get past Jerry.
Well, I mean, Jerry's just gonna go and pick some.
If you want to take him, you take him. I'm okay with that.
I like it. Take him.
Go for it.
We need to get him off the board anyway. So
I like Shador there. He's gonna fall. I think more. He should fall more.
Ahmed Membabu here. If you watched his combine,
No, I did.
it was good.
Miami needs a lot. So
Yeah.
it's really whatever you want.
Colts
I don't even
Also
know
need
what
a
they
lot.
need.
I would give him a wide receiver here.
No, I don't think so. They just picked up a wide receiver the first round last year.
Who?
Adonai Mitchell.
Oh, Donnie Mitchell. Yeah, they picked.
And
up
then they have
Adonai Mitchell.
Then they have Michael Pittman.
Yeah, they got
it's
Michael
like
Pittman.
it's like the one thing on the Colts that's pretty good is their offensive
It's like
weapon.
Malachi.
Yeah,
Malachi
Starks.
Starks.
I was just-
Malachi did not perform as well in the draft as I thought. He was a little bit slower. He hit pretty hard though, so he's
I like-
probably going to be like Harrison Smith.
I like Malachi Starks here.
That's fine by me.
James Pierce Jr.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you. He should have been taken before.
Cardinals. I like edge rusher for
They
Cardinals.
absolutely need an edge rusher.
I like Shamar Stewart a lot.
It's between Shamar Stewart and Mike Green for me, but I can see him taking a Georgia guy because it's Georgia.
Okay, let's go with Michael Williams and get him off the board here.
I feel like they're gonna
It's not a bad pick.
another edge rusher here.
Shamar Stewart.
Yeah, that's fine.
Like Shamar Stewart there.
Honestly, I think they take offensive line.
I like Josh Simmons.
I kind of like Booker.
Okay.
I think they need interior line more than they need their tackles.
Okay.
Personally,
Go Booker.
I think they need that. This is where you take
A wide
Hey.
receiver.
what?
They're
For Tampa?
losing. They're losing.
Chris Godwin, yeah,
Chris
but
Godwin.
they have McMillan that just
Yeah,
was
they
a rookie
got
last year.
McMillan.
Mike Evans and
Mhm.
K. Dotton.
Okay.
You pair up Mike Green next to Vita Vea. Are you kidding me?
Okay. Take Mike Green. It's a boring pick, but it's okay.
Been my
Taking
guy
Mike
for
Green?
them.
I just
is
want-
an edge rusher for an edge rusher is exactly what they need.
I like Baker having weapons. What can I say? But go Mike Green. It's good. Mike Green off the board here.
Or not?
Mike Green off the board here. Now this is a
All right, Joe. What do you think? Ian, what do you think?
this is any weapon. This is any offensive
I
weapon.
agree.
Yeah.
This is any wide receiver or tight end. You can go Loveland. You can go Luther Burden. There's a lot of different guys you can go here. You could go Higgins.
Who would pair up the best with Portland Sun?
I think you need a fast guy here.
Yeah.
I think because what is Cortland Sutton like 6'4"?
Not quite. I
Gordon
don't
Sutton?
think. He might be. I don't know. I thought he was 6'2".
Pretty sure he's pretty tall.
He is 6'4".
Oh,
yeah.
6'4".
Yeah, I know. Ball.
Big guy.
I know.
All right, then pair him up with Bolden.
I need somebody quick.
With who?
Fast guy would be the fastest one available. Would be
Yeah.
Matthew Colton.
I like Matthew.
It's either that or they take Luther Burton.
Yeah, but I think a fast guy here. I think Bolton's a good pick.
I like that.
Now we have Pittsburgh. I think they do. I think they go running back.
You want Hampton here?
Well, they're not bringing back Nug.
Yeah, but would Hampton and pair up well with Warren?
No, they could go with like Travion Henderson.
Okay.
I kind of like that. Or you could go with a lot. D-line, maybe. It's given a lot of suggestions for D-line there.
I could look at RB.
I just think Travion.
You think they would take Henderson over Hampton?
I actually, hear me out here. Jackson Dart. He's
Ooh.
projected to be a first-round pick now. They
It's
don't
hard.
have a quarterback on the roster. And Jackson Dart just kind of seems like a Pittsburgh Steeler to me.
I feel like there's too much of a turnaround there between the first and second round for them to reach on a quarterback.
It could be. It could
Because
be.
you got to think about, okay, who's behind them? You have the Chargers. They're not taking a quarterback. You have Green Bay. You honestly, Green Bay's up in the air. They do that. They do that
They
sometimes.
do that sometimes.
So Minnesota, they're probably not going to take a quarterback. They just drafted J.J.
That's-
McCarthy to
that's
be
fair.
their future.
It's fair.
C.J. Stroud's not going to get they're not going to draft.
That's true.
The Rams, they're not going to
wait
draft.
till the second
I think
round.
they wait.
You could
they-
wait till the second round.
I think they take best available. They have a lot of holes. Best available. Whatever you want.
I still think Travion Henderson.
Okay, then pick Travion Henderson. That's fine.
I just like him here.
That's fine. I'm
Also,
fine with that.
I like the running backs a lot.
Chargers, Mbuka. I still think the
Mbuka?
Chargers, Mbuka would be perfect.
Yeah.
I think Mbuka would be the perfect wide receiver for Justin Herbert.
I like it. I like it. Now going up, pick 23, Green Bay. Green Bay is going to choose a punter in the first round. Any punter. Give him a long
No, don't actually do that.
James Burnett. Austin Brinkman, you are a Green Bay Packer.
I still think they take
I like Walter Nolan here for
okay. I was gonna say like Jack Campbell still sometime in the first round too. You gotta
Sure.
remember this. Walter Nolan
Like
definitely
Walter.
should probably be picked by now.
So now,
It's all you, brother.
the Minnesota Vikings, with the 24th overall pick in the 2025 NFL Draft, select Kenneth Grant, defensive lineman from Michigan.
Okay, fair enough.
That dude is a dog.
Fair enough.
And if we can get Hampton later, I would love it. But it's just such a deep running back class. There's so many guys that I'd be comfortable with. And we need D-line pretty
Josh
bad.
Simmons.
Josh Simmons for the Texans? Yeah. They need O-line.
All right.
Luther Burden.
You think so?
If they're getting rid of Cobb, probably need another wide receiver on the roster
Okay.
besides Puka.
Hear me out. My opinion is it's not even a suggestion up there. I think they take Jaid Campbell.
Jaid Campbell,
Yes.
the linebacker.
The best middle linebacker in this class. They just got Gerard Verse. They just got Fisk. They got two young studs on the defensive side. You get that middle linebacker sealed up.
Jared versus the bad young.
How old is he?
25.
This is his rookie year.
Dallas Turner will be getting his 5th-year extension whenever he turns Jared versus age. I just saw that today.
Really?
Yeah, it's crazy.
Verse was a rookie though, wasn't he?
Yes,
He was 25.
I'm almost positive. Can we look up Jared versus age real quick?
Mm-hmm.
I just saw this today. So I'm pretty sure Dallas Turner will be the same age as Jared versus now whenever he gets his 5th-year option.
That's news to me. I didn't know that.
No,
It's 24.
24, gonna be 25.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Mm-hmm.
Well, then
Anyway,
you take
sorry.
whoever you want. I don't care.
He destroyed us during the playoffs, so I don't like him. But I like Jaid Campbell here. That's a good pick. Baltimore,
New tight end.
new tight end. I mean, I like a wide receiver here for him, but I don't think Luther Burden deserves that. I think there's better wide receivers. Can we just look at the wide receiver column?
Mm-hmm.
Oh shoot, I want to redo my Vikings pick.
Why?
I want Nick Emenwari, the
Oh,
South Carolina Gamecock. I completely forgot about him. I'm so sorry to you, my glorious king. That is the best safety in this draft. He's a dog. Anyways, sorry. I like Higgins.
Sorry.
What?
Sorry.
I said I could hear all of that. That's going on over there to Joe.
My bad. I thought I muted it. That one's on me. Got reversed.
I think they take a big receiver
Yeah,
to match up well against Wednesday.
Jaden Higgins.
I love that. I love that. I just didn't want to. I didn't want to reach
Yeah.
on him.
I like it.
Taking
I
him?
love that. Yeah, I
Yeah.
love that. I love that pick.
Mm.
I love that
I like
pick.
it.
Detroit.
Detroit, Hunter, long snapper. Joe, draft a long snapper for him. I can't. Yep, draft a long snapper for him. I can't stand this team.
Just go to all and pick the first one that's suggested to be and stuff going.
Choose a long snapper.
They don't need a receiver.
The cornerback would make the most sense for them, but
There we go.
should have gave him a long snapper. They don't deserve it.
Edge rusher, Nick Sporton.
Yeah, I like Nick Squirtin here.
It's either that or you give him another receiver.
Yeah.
But
I think
you saw what he did without any.
I like Nick Emenwari
You
here.
wanna get him? I'm down for that.
He is a first round prospect.
He is. That's fine.
100%. And they need some defensive help. I also wouldn't have been mad at the wide receiver there.
Do you think they take Colston Loveland?
Colston Loveland. Travis Kelsey's going to retire next year. Colston Loveland's a good pick. Philadelphia, Jack Sawyer.
Yeah, we forgot. We always forget
There's a
Jack
lot of good
Sawyer.
first round prospects this year. There is. There's
Yeah,
a lot of good guys that could go first round. Can we give them a long snapper because screw the Chiefs? Yeah, give him Austin Brinkman.
You mean the Eagles?
Oh, this is the Eagles. Oh, shoot, we
Yeah.
already did the Chiefs. Well, screw the Eagles, too. Give him Austin Brinkman.
Sure.
The last
Long
pick.
snapper from Michigan.
D plus was your
D
grade there,
plus.
Kian. There you go.
There we go.
Sweet.
Sorry, all you Eagles fans. You want a championship.
Yeah, fair enough.
You've had your parade. You're fine.
Honestly, they could go anybody on the defensive side now that they are not re-signing Darius Slay. I think a safety would be pretty smart.
That was a fun little mock draft there.
I
Can we
like-
go review our picks?
If
real
we're
quick?
actually
Yeah.
gonna talk about it, I think Benjamin Morrison would have been a good pick for them. Safety out of Notre Dame.
So you can just go team by team here, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
Just wait, it's right there.
There you go.
Okay.
Abdul Carter one, I think that's smart. Is there anyone here you would redraft or move around? I already said mine. Nick Emenwari to the Vikings at pick 24.
I don't necessarily love Will Johnson to the Jets, if I'm being honest.
I like that pick.
I like Will Johnson. I don't think they're gonna pick him.
Maybe not,
I
but
think Will Johnson falls out of the 10
yeah,
because he didn't have a great combine either.
I could see that.
He ran pretty slow,
Yeah,
which is gonna scare some people away. He's gonna end up being more of a zone coverage corner than a man-to-man corner, even though he was a big man-to-man corner in college. I don't think he'll have the speed to maintain against some of these guys.
Yeah.
I think JPJ might be taken earlier than that.
yeah. I could agree with that.
I think Shador might fall.
I think so.
Yeah, I think Shador might fall even further.
Yeah.
Like second day.
I think Travis Hunter might fall out of the top 15. I've been
I
saying
could see-
this.
Yeah.
He should.
There's too much hype around him and too many teams that don't want to lose out on the money from him coming, in my opinion.
It's just so
They're
dumb.
going to get a lot of money from his likeness.
That's definitely true. It's a business at the end of the day, sadly.
Actually, the one that I would potentially also change is Jahad Campbell, to the Bucks, because Levante David is pretty much done
Yeah.
at middle linebacker, and they kind of, like their middle linebackers there in Tampa.
They do. I would take Nick Emenwari at pick 24. If you guys didn't already hear, I
Yeah.
think I've said it before. That dude's gonna be a dog.
I think Austin Brinkman should be the 101.
Yes. Yep. Austin Brinkman to the Pats.
No, he's not from Western Kentucky. They wouldn't
Yeah,
take
That's
him.
true,
I
that's
was
true.
gonna say, we only draft people from there or like Southwestern
Honestly.
Alabama State at Florida.
I could 100% see you guys.
That's the only one.
You guys are definitely going to draft Nick Nash in the 5th round.
I hope
The
so.
Patriots.
I hope they get Nick Nash.
That's
That'd be
definitely
good for
something
them.
you guys are going to... That just seems like something the Patriots... I guess Bill's not there anymore. But if Belichick was there, 2nd or 3rd round, they were drafting Nick Nash.
Yeah, Belichick wasn't the greatest, in my opinion, with that. But
Well, you guys won too many Super Bowls, so
You're fine.
know,
You had your parade.
You
I
had
love
your
Belichick,
parade.
not to disrespect on him, obviously.
You had your flowers.
Yeah, too bad.
My cake, and I ate it too.
Too bad Belichick's gonna be there when Hampton leaves.
Belichick's gonna be a producer, bro, over at UNC.
Huh?
Oh yeah. College or NFL
They're a-
ready players.
They're a football school now. I think they're already bringing in some decent recruits.
Mhm.
The quarterback, Belichick, is not gonna like him.
Oh no. That's gonna clash, man.
Yeah.
That's gonna be a rough.
I just can't believe I can't see Bill Belichick being a college football coach.
Can you really see, going into a
No.
high schooler's house, being like, "Hey, we want you to come to our school"?
Yeah, no, I just cannot. Oh my gosh, it's gonna be interesting. I can't wait to see how that plays out. I give him 2 years.
They will be NFL ready though.
Yeah, I
By the
bet.
time they get to the league,
Mm-hmm.
they will know.
The next Georgia.
Yeah, he's gonna be Nick Saban. He's not gonna need to pay anybody, guys.
Yeah.
No money will be
Right.
traded. It's just because they'll have the best path to the NFL.
We're in a program with integrity.
Yeah.
Okay, Indiana, Alabama Jones.
Alabama Jones.
All right, you guys
I've
want to
been-
do the quizzes?
I've been dying to do these quizzes because Colton put so much work into these that I've been waiting to see this.
It's all right. So we've been talking a lot about the draft combine. Obviously, this is over the last 15 years and is the highest touted NFL prospect. So this is very opinionated a little bit because you obviously don't have a list of who was the most talked about, who was the most loved. But I will tell you the last 5 are defensive guys. So I made it easier that way. The last 5 are defensive guys, but they were highly touted. The rest are a mix between offensive guys. I will tell you there is no offensive line, so you don't need to worry about that.
These 5?
Yes, from the Gamecocks down.
Okay.
I can go 5 for 5 in the top row.
I can.
Oh, I can go 4 for 4 on the top row. I'm almost
Is this
positive.
I do have a question. Is this an older year for the Gamecocks? Like, early?
It's since 2010.
Okay.
It's since 2010,
All right.
man. That's all I can tell you.
Let me get this first 4 out of the way. Number 1, that's gonna be Caleb Williams.
Yep.
Number
He's the
2,
101. He's the 101.
That's
yes,
gonna be
Caleb
Trevor
Williams.
Lawrence.
Oh, Caleb Williams. Yeah, I thought T-Law.
How many strikes do you guys want?
We'll see. Number
This is
3 is gonna be
4.
Burrow.
Yes.
Number 4 is gonna be McCaffrey.
No.
No.
That's not Christian
It's
McCaffrey.
not Christian McCaffrey.
That is a lie and a
Of
half.
Stanford?
Not Christian McCaffrey.
It's a Stanford player that's not Christian
Yes.
McCaffrey.
Richard Sherman. That's not a defensive guy. That doesn't count. It doesn't count.
Not Christian McCaffrey.
I mean, I know Sherman is, but
It's an offensive player from Stanford that isn't Christian McCaffrey.
Yep.
That is so. Is the Ohio State prospect?
Stanford. Since 2010?
Yes.
Andrew Luck.
Yes.
Andrew
It is Andrew Luck.
Luck.
I did all quarterbacks on the top row.
Got me there.
Yeah.
Is the Ohio State one? Is that C.J. Stroud?
No.
Really? Is the other LSU?
If you
Jamar
didn't
Chase?
notice, I did. Yes. I did. The top row was quarterbacks.
Oh, this one's wide
Is it-
receivers.
That's not commonplace, though, is it?
There is one more quarterback in there somewhere. Oh,
So I'm looking at Penn State. Is that Saquon Barkley?
it is Saquon up the
Had to be
Barkley.
Saquon. Who else could it have been? Is this clowning?
Yes, it is.
Let's go.
Is BYU? Is that Fred Warner?
No, it is not.
No.
That is 2 strikes, Kian. Jeez, man. What are
Sorry.
you doing over here?
I'm just firing, dude.
Trying to think.
Patrick Mahomes.
Where?
Where?
No,
That's
that's
A&M.
That's a defensive
not-
guy.
Oh, that's a defensive guy.
And he didn't go to A&M.
Yeah, he did.
No, he didn't.
No, we went
he
to
went to
Tech.
Oh, we went to Tech. He went to Tech. Whoops. I don't know ball. I rescind my statement from earlier.
You have 2 wide receivers, a running back, a quarterback, and then defensive guys.
The Ohio State guy. That's a wide receiver.
BYU. Is this our other quarterback
It's
here?
Zach Wilson.
It is, isn't it?
Is that who you're going with?
Yeah, it's Zach Wilson.
It is the baby.
Okay, I was gonna
It
say.
is the MILF hunter in
Okay. Yes,
Zach
sir.
Wilson.
Yes, sir. Cougar.
The Cougar boy, man. The Cougar boy.
Is the Pitt guy? That's a wide receiver. Oh
No.
no, that's defensive.
Those are defensive guys.
Defensive guys. Keep forgetting. They said the last 5.
The
were
last 5.
defensive. Who's the South
Gamecocks,
Carolina
A&M.
guy?
Clowney.
Oh, Jadeveon Clowney. Ah,
Yeah.
yes, very good pick there.
Thank you. Sir.
Yeah.
Ohio State wide receiver.
Yep. You guys
Garrett Wilson.
No. Big more recent than
Yeah.
More recent.
that. Yeah.
Marv?
Yes. Marvin
oh,
Harrison.
duh, Marvin Harrison. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense actually.
Yeah. Okay.
It has been a long day for me, folks. It's been a really long day for me.
Okay. You have a wide receiver, running back, and then the rest are defense.
Wide receiver, running back. Running back from Texas. Is that Bijan?
Yes, it is Bijan.
Bijan?
Now this Clemson receiver, a little older.
Is that? No. Did he play with Trevor Lawrence?
No. He's 31 years old. He's out of the league.
Out of
I
league.
think so. Don't quote me on that. No, he's not.
Big name guy?
He was in college.
Was in
He
college.
did not
but it
pan
didn't
out.
Pan out.
That's why I put him on here.
Ooh.
Okay.
Is that John Ross?
No, it is not.
It's
John
not
Ross.
John Ross?
No, it is not John Ross.
Oh. I thought that was going to be a crazy pull. I can't remember.
Oh,
where
and he is out of the league. He's been out of the league since 22.
Oh, there's no way I get that.
31 years old, so been out of the league since 22.
Is that Ndamukong Suh for Nebraska?
It is Ndamukong Suh for Nebraska. And I will say, you guys know all of the defensive guys. You just might not know that's where they went to college.
It's really tripping me up.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Pitt.
yeah, I'm struggling with Pitt.
Pitt is a recently retired defensive guy who is a legend and will be in the Hall of Fame without a shadow of a doubt.
J.J. Watt.
No, he went to Ohio
Went to-
Yeah, I know.
or Wisconsin.
Yeah, I know. Oh gosh, who's that wide receiver? Guy that didn't pan out.
It's killing me.
What year was he drafted? Can you tell me
That's
that?
what the math I was doing.
2014.
2014.
Who even was in the 2014 draft class?
Can we get what team he was drafted to?
Yeah, I'll get that for you.
Okay.
I'll
Gosh.
get you all of his stats.
All right.
Just wanna check.
Alabama.
All right, drafted to the Buffalo Bills in 2014, had 900 receiving yards and 6 touchdowns his rookie season. Then he had over 1,000 yards and 9 touchdowns his second season, and then everything after that was 700 or less.
Was he a lifetime Bill?
No, Bills for 3 seasons, then the Rams, then the Chiefs, then the Ravens, then the Packers, then the Ravens.
Is this? No, that's wrong.
He was very highly touted out of college.
Not MVS.
You guys can move on to the defensive
Yeah.
guys if you need. And I'll give him
Defensive
later.
guys really hurt me too.
Yeah.
A&M, you guys are really dumb for not knowing this.
Well, then call me dumb because I'm pretty stumped right
He's
now.
up for he's up for trade negotiations right now.
Did Miles Garrett go to A&M?
Wants to win a championship.
Did Miles Garrett go to A&M?
Yes.
A&M?
Yes, Miles Garrett went to A&M.
No idea. I had no clue.
I don't know ball.
Bama's
You can
making me
put the check
upset.
on A&M now.
Oh, it's kind of
Yeah. Bama, both these two guys are D tackles.
Or defensive tackles.
Yes. Alabama's still playing. We have talked about them today.
Vita Vea?
We talked about them today.
Oh. Vita Vea?
Is not Vita Vea.
Not Vita
But we
Vea.
talked about him today.
Oh, I'm struggling with this. I don't know.
Bless me, thank you.
Quentin Williams? Oh,
Quentin
Quentin
Williams.
Williams, yeah.
Quentin Williams was super highly touted out of
Yeah,
Alabama.
he was.
I didn't realize he was in
Super
Alabama.
highly touted
He was
out of
very
Alabama.
heavy.
Now Pitt was the best D tackle for like the last 6 years
Okay. Okay.
until he retired this year.
Retired this year.
Like he didn't play this year. This was the first year he didn't play.
Aaron.
It is Aaron Donald.
It is. Aaron Donald went to Pitt?
I knew that.
I did not.
I didn't know that either. Okay, this wide receiver, I'm gonna need initials or something.
I have nothing. I got nothing.
SW.
Sammy
Yes,
Watkins.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
Sammy Watkins was super highly
Yes, he
touted out
was.
of college.
Yep.
Super high. So I needed to throw him in there. I needed
Yep.
to throw him in there. I knew he was going to be the hardest one on the list. That's why I put a lot of the easy guys in there.
Oh, fair. That's a good one. I like that.
All right. Now, the next set of games that we have is...
Well, let me quiz you real quick.
Oh, okay. Let's go.
Let me do this.
How much time we got, Joe?
We have 10 more minutes, looks like.
Give me the last 5. So there's 5 teams with the least amount of time with a playoff appearance.
The Jets.
Yes, the Jets is
We
one, but
told-
I'm
you
not
told me
counting them
that.
in the top 5. They're 2010.
Okay. Then we got probably the Jags.
No. They went to the playoffs in 2022.
Oh, Jesus. Yeah, with Trevor Lawrence.
Yes.
The Browns probably because they had made it with Baker. in
Browns went in
2017.
2023 with Joe Flacco.
Oh, did
Oh,
it made it
they
last
did.
year?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
That's funny.
This is really bad, Joe. What do you got? You got any ideas?
Let's
Joe,
see.
you know who to say.
Don't you say the Bears? Don't you say the Bears? I'm not
The
putting them on
Chicago
list.
Bears are on the
No,
list.
No, they're not.
Their last
No,
playoff
they're not.
appearance was in
2018.
2020.
2020?
Yes.
And that's on the list?
That's on the list.
Oh, okay. That makes it a heck of a lot easier.
Can we look at the...
Yeah, you can pull up all 32 NFL teams if you'd like.
All right, we're going to pull out the Seahawks.
The Seahawks went in 2022.
Really?
Golly, that was a mistake
The
there.
Saints,
The Saints are on the list in
Yeah.
2020.
the Titans.
The Titans
Yeah.
are not on the list. They went in 2021.
2021's not on the list.
Nope, it's 2020 and back.
The Giants are not on the list. They made it the same time 2 years ago.
Oh.
The Panthers.
Yeah.
The Panthers are 2017.
Last time. 2017.
Yes, the Panthers are 2017. They are on the list.
How about New York?
No,
Nope.
no, not New York. They
They
just
beat
made it
Daniel-
with Daniel Jones
They beat
against
the Minnesota Vikings.
Um,
Sad.
but on the other hand, wait, I just saw 'em. The Colts. The Colts are
The
on
Colts
that
are in
list.
2020. Yes.
Colts are on that
Really?
list, and the Raiders are on that list.
The Raiders are not. 2021.
I guess it's the one.
You have one team left, and it is a team you probably wouldn't guess.
Oh. No. Yeah? Yeah. AFC East?
No.
Oh.
NFC.
Never mind.
That cuts it down to 16 teams. And 8 of them were in the playoffs this year.
And you wouldn't think they were.
Probably not.
Oh. I know who it is, I think.
Who is it?
Is it Atlanta?
It is the Atlanta Falcons,
yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
Panthers in
right.
Atlanta in 2017, Saints, Colts, Bears in 2020, and the Jets in 2010.
Alright.
Oof.
Fair enough.
That was a fun
That was
one.
fun. That was a fun one. All right. You guys have to guess who the player is based on their draft combine.
I know this one.
All right. Who is it?
Nikhil
It
Harry.
is N'Keal Harry.
Yeah.
N'Keal Harry. Prospect grade 2018 out of
Jackson's
Washington.
Yeah, you can see the position it is also next to Washington.
Cool.
Oh gosh. That's not Vita Vea, is it?
It is Vita Vea.
Vita
You can also
Vea?
move the black box if you want to see their faces.
Just
Or
trash
just,
it.
yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, Nikhil Harry, man.
Yeah.
All right, keep going.
Big old bust. Denver.
Denver Broncos.
Iowa tight
Played
end.
at Iowa. Was it tight end?
What year? 2019.
Okay. Okay. In 2019. So it's not going to be Conklin.
No.
Not going to be Conklin. It's
One of our favorite Madden players.
one of our favorite Madden.
Tight end, yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, Noah Fant.
I'm
yeah.
so happy Joe got that, not
Noah
Kian.
Fant,
I'm so
yeah.
happy Joe got that, not Kian. I'm
Noah
so
Fant.
happy right now.
4, 5,
And
40
the
yard
last
dash.
one.
I know who that
Oh,
is.
there's two more. You know who this one is?
Is this my boy?
It is Jay Cut. It is Jay Cut. They didn't have who he was drafted by, so I had to add it. All right, there's one more.
Okay, what do we got? 2012 Washington Commanders, round 1, pick 2.
Oh, I know.
95.
RG3. Yeah.
90. He was a 95 prospect grade.
Yeah, I wanted to put him on
Oh
the
my
other one,
gosh.
but I
RG3.
wanted him for this.
I like RG3.
Joe killed it on that.
Yeah,
Joe killed
Joe
it on
did
that.
great there.
All right, how much time we got? Do we have time for the last quiz or no?
We
4
got 4
minutes?
minutes. We can
Alright.
we can get through this.
Pop it off, guys. Come on.
Popped through that one pretty quick. I'm not
This
even
one's
surprised.
gonna
Is
be
this
hard though.
Touchdown scorers or
Touchdown scores since 2000.
Jameer Gibbs?
Jameer Gibbs for 2024 is correct.
Yeah, Randy Moss.
Randy Moss is correct for 2007.
Jamal Charles.
Jamal Charles is not correct.
Tony.
No, he's a running back.
No. Oh, this guy's
Nope.
a running back. Oh.
Christian McCaffrey, San Francisco.
Yes.
2023. Devon Achane?
No.
Raheem Mostert.
Yes.
Raheem Mostert.
Oh, Raheem Mostert.
2020 Alvin Kamara.
Yeah.
2021 running back for the Chargers.
Yep. They're all pretty much running backs now.
JK?
No. Oh my gosh, I know his name. I can't think of it. Why can't I think of it?
Oh, Austin?
Yeah.
Yeah, Austin
Yeah,
Eckler. Yes.
Joe knows ball.
LaDainian Tomlinson.
Yes.
2000.
2006.
Nice. Cool. This is Marshall
Yes,
Faulk.
it is.
Marshall Faulk.
Yeah. Greatest show on turf. Lost to the Pats. the year
I
after.
will say
Couple years
Marshall
after.
Falk was on here twice,
Yeah,
and
year
so
after.
was the guy from the Chiefs. I just didn't put him on twice.
Big name guy for the Chiefs.
Yeah, I would have guessed him. same with the Seahawks. Both are running backs. Both are great running backs.
I don't know the Chiefs in the 2000s, like the early 2000s.
It's not a pasture, but it's a.
It's a what?
If they preach to the choir, what are they?
To Michael Green.
No. Yeah. What is person that is preacher also called?
A minister?
No. What else?
Priest.
Priest?
Yep. That's his
What's
first name.
Priest. I know who it is. What's his last
You don't know who this is, Kian?
I'm thinking really hard right now. Again, long day.
Nope.
Oh shoot, we lost video again.
What's the initial?
H.
Priest Harrison. Priest Harvey.
All right, I'm just gonna give it to you guys. It's Priest Holmes.
Oh, okay.
Priest Holmes would be
Yeah,
the
Priest
name of that.
Holmes.
Then 2005. Seahawks running back.
He wasn't there that early.
Who?
He wasn't there that
Not Lynch.
He's very good.
Who was it? That was their Super Bowl,
S.A.
wasn't it?
is his initials.
Sean Alexander.
Sean Alexander. Yes.
There we go.
There. That wraps up quizzes that I made.
Those were nice.
Thank
Those
you.
were nice. How long did that take?
A while.
Okay.
It took longer to figure out how to do it
Yeah.
than it did to actually do it.
Well, that was
that was our episode of with the new equipment. Hopefully it turned out well. I know the camera thing we need to get figured out a little bit more, but we'll get that figured out by next week.
We might have some audio overlap, but we'll get all that straightened out.
And it should be great and amazing for the next round.
Yes.
Yeah. Get
So-
the transition smoother too.
Yeah. Tune in next week. Next week should be a great show.
Absolutely.
We're just starting to figure out how to use all this equipment.
But this will still be up to see on YouTube if you want to see the audio and visual.
Yeah.
And even the lackluster of some of the visual at some parts. But I think for the most part, Joe did a good job of making sure that you guys are looking at something that is not just nothing.
Yeah.
I tried.
So go out, check us out on YouTube on the second channel. It's
Yep.
2 Man Deep videos. And check us out on anything else on 2 Man Deep. You can see us on YouTube, Instagram, that I just added also, Spotify, iTunes, everything.
And
So
one huge shout out to our sponsors before we go: Spectre Audio, Muzzle Records, and Angerman Presents. Huge shout out to those guys. MMZ Radio. It's available on the Stream app, and you can just type in mmzradio.com.
absolutely.
But
Sure.
All right, thank you guys, and that was 2 Man Deep.
we'll see you next week.